Hello and hi, my name is ConRonda and welcome to my channel, guys. First of all, let me just say, if you have been here before, thank you for coming back. And if you are new to my little channel over here, thank you for coming and spending a little time with me. If you guys see me looking down, I have some notes that I'm trying to that I've gave myself so I can kind of stay on course. Because I know me, and the me will start to ramble and maybe take you down the road that I may not want you to go. So yeah, and it's a little sunny too, ain't it? Sun is doing this. The sun is sunning. We appreciate it though. But yeah, so today is the day that I am just giving you guys a little brief intro about me leaving my 9 to 5 after being in the workforce, a traditional workforce, for over 20 plus years, right? I am currently 46 in age, and I left my job April of 2025, which at that time I was 45 years old. So the question might be, well, ConRonda, why did you leave your 9 to 5? What is that about? What made you leave the safety net? What made you leave your job? Well, this is the thing. Let me just start with this. Me working, I come from a background of hard working people. If you are in my age group, a lot of you guys probably had some of the same experiences when in terms of working hard. You're taught how to be a hard worker, take pride in what you do, and taking care of the responsibilities that you can, the best that you can. And I have been doing that for a long time, from the beginning of work, from the time I entered into the workforce, up until the time I left. But during the later parts of the years of me working, I'm trying to see if I can get you guys out of, there we go. And then if I just do it like that. And I have, so look y'all, in the background, I'm going to be working on, I have a project that I'm working on for a client. But anyway, trying to get you guys so you can see me better. So, what started happening was, leading up until the end of my employment, I started to realize that being good at something didn't mean that that something was still good for you. What does that mean? Meaning for me in that moment, it meant that I understood and was understanding that not only was I good at what I did, and a lot of people are really good at what they're doing, but I learned that, number one, I started to feel like my life had started to turn into what other people visioned for my life and how I was going and how I should level up in my life, versus me saying, what am I doing? My skills and my work capabilities really had just become my ability to survive in that situation, in those situations, right? That's how I started to feel. My life was stable to a point. Stable in terms of, it was stable. It was stable. But I absolutely was not fulfilled and any longer doing what I was doing. And like I said, it's not about the work. The work was not hard. The environment in which I worked was a challenge at times. I won't lie about that. The responsibilities had started to become, not that the responsibilities of the work wasn't that it was hard or difficult, but I think the responsibility became a issue that links back to me understanding me coming and doing the work is really me doing it out of surviving and living how others perceived my abilities should be used for, and moving up the ladder in those ways. To me, that was serving them more than it was serving me, and it was not fulfilling. Like I said, you have the position, you're doing well, you're making decent money. I was respected. I was looked up to in some ways, and I carried a lot of responsibility in my job, which was directly, because because of my work history. Now, but like I said, things began to feel heavy for me. I wasn't fulfilled, and I started to question myself. I started to ask myself, is this how I really wanted to continue living my life? Doing this thing or doing something like this, maybe not necessarily that thing, but working in this type of industry, doing this type of work, 45 at the time. How fulfilled was I? Versus allowing myself to expand and giving myself an opportunity to live for me. How many more years did I want to give an employer my life, my dedication, my hard work, without giving that opportunity to myself? Now, what that could look like could be different for everybody. It could just be you deciding to go into a different workforce. Okay, that's taking a chance on yourself. It could be saying, I wanted to be an entrepreneur all my life, taking that chance on yourself. It could be, it's so many different ways this thing can go. But at the end of it all, I just knew for me, I could not continue longer doing what I was doing, the way I was dealing with it. Well, not just dealing, but living it, and be happy. I was not happy. I wasn't happy. And I must say, there was a workplace incident that really put the nail in the coffin for me to make that decision. To make a long story short, they just crossed the line. They crossed the line, and that's when I said, oh no, ma'am, I would never, ever, ever, ever put myself in a situation ever again in life where I felt that way, or allow someone else to have a say in my life the way that they were trying to. And again, I looked at my age and how happy I was doing what I was doing and fulfilled. And that's when I said I felt like I was just only living my life based on other people's expectations of me, not what I wanted to do for myself with what all my talents that I had that I was giving to them, right? That's kind of what that is for that. So it felt good to leave. I would not lie. The day that I put in my resignation, I think it was a bit of a shock. I think people just thought I was going to be there for a while longer, to say the least. Yo, I'm so sorry about the sun. I can't do anything about it, really. Let me try to remove the paper. But it felt good to me. And let me also say, when I went into my decision to leave, was basically stamped in stone for me, probably like November of 2024. But my plan was to stay that year of 2025 and make in December of 2025 my last month, starting fresh in 2026. Well, needless to say, my 45th birthday. But no, I'm going to say in January, something just switched in me. There was just something that switched that I just couldn't handle it anymore. I just couldn't fathom the thought to stay there the whole year. And when I turned 45, Oh my God, my birthday's in March, and when I turn 45 and I really start playing the stuff out of my mind, like, girl, you 45. Yeah, I probably could have pushed it to the end of the year. Granted, I could have, but it was just it for me. It was a lot of drama, that, like I said, that I'm not gonna say a lot of drama, but there was that one incident that happened, and I said, oh yeah, honey, that was the final straw that broke the camel back, as they say. And that's what really made me realize what we give to other people versus what we give to ourselves, and at what cost. And if you make a mistake, this is the way I kind of look at it. If you go out doing something for yourself, at least you give yourself a chance to try. I've always kind of been a person that would try different things anyway, go against the grain, not always following the leader per se. I've kind of do things by the beat of my own drum. And it's okay. Now I get honey, I do get a little bit of criticism at times because of that. Because I don't always like status quo. I don't like standards. I don't like generalizations. I don't like people putting you in a box, and I don't like that. So I think when I started realizing that I had allowed this to happen to myself, and I had gotten off course for my own self-worth and being and feeling good within myself, that's when I said, now I know I've repeated this enough, but that's when I decided to say, how do I want to live the remainder of my years on this earth? And to watch the people around me. I can watch the women who have stayed in these positions, or women who has chased the dream in that position because they want to have certain things, or women who have stayed where they were because they didn't know how to go get more, and didn't have enough confidence in themselves that they knew how to go find the information. And I don't know, it just stirred up something in me. And I think I was also listening to God, and there's something that I had been holding inside of me for years. And I've always just kind of pushed it down into the back, played with it a little bit, but not giving it my full attention. And I said to God, and I had to have a conversation, and I said, God, why would I continue to live my life this way with the gift and the thing that you gave me, and you put it inside of me for something, and not to allow that to to blossom on its own? I would feel like a fool. And I don't think you're given things just for it to go dry. And that one of the things that I've heard a few times is that the graveyard is the richest place ever, because people go to the grave living their whole life not taking a chance to give the dreams that they had the ability to grow. I don't want to be one of them people. I would rather, especially again at this age, take a chance on myself, see how it's going to blossom, and at least I gave my chance and the opportunity to do it. Now, is it something that I won't ever do a traditional 9 to 5 again? I don't know. I cannot say that right now, though. I'm 46, so a year has passed. We are in July of 2026, so a year has definitely passed, and I've been doing fine. I feel good. I feel fine. I feel happy. And just like now, I get the chance to do things like this and live in my creativity and put all my natural talents and gifts to work, and give those gifts breath and allow them to come to life. So, I'm happy, to be honest with you. But another reason I want to come on here and do this is because this channel is going to have some of these conversations. I do plan on tapping into other things. I just want to give you all just a little bit of a synopsis, or like a brief understanding of why I left my 9 to 5. Is basically to live my life and give myself the chance and opportunity to live it on my terms, and not live based off of what society says that I should be doing next. Honey, we come out the womb understanding what next is. You gotta go to school, you gotta go get the car, you gotta get the job, you gotta get the house. And for the women, we need to get married, you should have children, like all of these little steps that you should be doing. And true enough, we do need to have all of these skills and things there in order to progress in life and move forward. But I also need the ability to live the way I see fit for me, not the way that society says I should. So, leaving that job, I can say probably has been one of the best decisions that I've made. And my question is, first of all, thank you guys for staying here. And if you've just stayed the length of the video, I hope you can give me a like. If you're new here, I hope you just give a thought to subscribing to the channel. I'm going to be taking you guys through a lot of different things, like I said, that I do. And maybe even join in parts of the conversations that I intend on having here. And one thing I would like to know from any and all of y'all out there in the video world. Question is, seriously, are you still in a place that you really want to kind of like, oh my God, man, I gotta come do this. If only I had the chance, if only I had the opportunity, if only I just, did this one thing, oh man, to just bet on yourself in a place. And okay, I understand maybe you can't do it just like I did. You may not just be able to just up and quit that way. I understand that, but just carving a place out here and there to give that part of you a chance to grow further and further and further. Or are you just in survival? What are we doing with our life? And I also want to be able to give people the empowerment to say that you can absolutely live the life that you are here and designed to be here for. If you feel that in your heart, and if you feel that in your soul, to give it just breathe some life into it. See where it goes. I do not mean that you just need to up and quit your job, because we all need income, and everybody doesn't want that in their life. So it's not even necessarily about a job. It can be anything that you're choosing to let go of and get out of that survival of that and give yourself a chance. But again, thank you guys for staying here and having this time to chit chat with me. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. I am. I'm about to get started on this project, and I'm actually going to record it. Don't know what. I think I'm just going to do a voiceover. I'm not sure yet, because I am multifaceted, girlfriend. I'm trying to tell you. So I never know where I'm going to go with this channel, but I am going to do all that I can. I'm going to put things out here, and it would really be good for me to know the things that you guys like and don't like. So when you see a video come across from me, let me know. Talk to me. I love to know, and I love people. I'm interested in all things in life, and I just want to build community that wants the same. Have a good day.